Hi, I know you know how to pronounce K-N-O-W, but do you know how to pronounce the word K-N-I-F-E? This is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, here to help you improve your English with minimum effort and maximum benefit. And this series of videos, the Silent Letters series, is dedicated to learning which letters not to pronounce so that you can be better understood. And today's video is about words starting with the letters K-N. But before I tell you more about this, I want you to click on the link here above so you download my free, absolutely free fluency exercises, which you can practice and therefore experience the benefit of learning English and improving your English fluency in only 10 minutes a day. And then, if you like it, you can buy more subsequent weeks off my website. So, how do you pronounce K-N-I-F-E? Well, knife is the correct pronunciation because all the words which start with the letter K are followed by an N. The K is not pronounced. The K is a silent letter, only though at the beginning. So, for example, as we mentioned earlier, know, K-N-O-W, you don't pronounce the K. But if you take the word acknowledge, which means to say, yes, I've understood. If someone asks you, can you tell me if you've understood what I explained to you, you can say, yes, I've understood, which is acknowledge. Then you do pronounce the K before the N because it's not the beginning of the word. Instead, knowledge, K-N-O-W-L-E-D-G-E, means when you know something. So if you study a foreign language, you gain knowledge. If you learn about something, you're gaining information, you're gaining knowledge. That starts with a K-N. So knowledge is correct knowledge. But if you want to say, yes, I've understood, you acknowledge, which only really has an AC in front of it, but then you do pronounce the K. So what are other words starting with a silent K? Not, for example. Not. So lots of sailors have to learn how to tie knots with rope. So a knot is something which is when you make two pieces of rope come together, for example, so that they hold the boat tight. For example, you can moor a boat with a certain special knots, K-N-O-T. You don't pronounce the K. Another word which starts with K-N is knock. When you knock at the door, knock, 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 knock. So it starts with the pronounced N. Of course, when you say it twice, you've got the end of the word which connects to the next word, so it sounds as if you're saying it, but in reality you're saying knock, knock, but together, knock, knock. Then you have a part of the body, knee, K-N-E-E. That's the part in the middle of your leg which helps your leg to bend. And if you sort of go on your knees, for example, if you're in church and you're praying, you go on your knees and we say kneel or kneel down, K-N-E-E-L. So to kneel is to go on your knees. Then lots of women more than men, but nowadays also men do it, like to make pullovers, and they take a piece of wool and they use two needles, they're called knitting needles, and you can knit a pullover, K-N-I-T. So to knit, and I am knitting, is I'm making a pullover with two special sticks called needles, and the form of knotting and moving the thread or the woolen, the piece of wool, will turn it into a pullover. Then you can have a knob. So when you have, for example, an oven and you want to turn it on, you turn the knob. It's a kind of button which you can turn or pull. If it's on a door, it's the door knob. K-N-O-B. That's a knob which you pull or you turn to regulate something. And finally, there's knight. K-N-I-G-H-T, which is a person from the medieval period who usually went on a horse and was, yes, also in the feudal system there was the king, and he had a lot of knights who galloped and worked for him and went into battle for him. There were also the knights of the Round Table. King Arthur had his knights who sat at the Round Table. So let's go through them again. Know, I know something. Knife, I use it for cutting. Knowledge is when I gain information. Acknowledge is when instead I say, yes, I've understood, or I've received, I don't know, something. Can you acknowledge that you received the email? Knot is what sailors make in rope. Knock is when you knock on the door. Knee is the bendy part of your leg. And kneel is when you go down on your knees. Knit is when you make a pullover by hand. Knob is a round thing which you can pull or regulate for electronic devices, for example. And knight is a man who goes on a horse, and he dates back to the medieval period. He usually had a suit of armor, so he was covered in metal to protect himself in battle. And these are words that start with the silent K. And I hope this was useful for you, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Don't forget, this is the Silent Letter series, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!